In this video, we're going to talk about the Sicilian language,
Siciliano.
which is spoken in Sicily, of course, Italy's southernmost region. The nation of Italy is home to numerous dialetti, dialects that can be grouped together with similar ones and classified as languages. One of those languages is the national language Italian, but there are others like Sicilian. While Sicily is closer to Malta and Tunisia than it is to Rome, the Sicilian language is not related to Arabic or its descendant Maltese. It's an Italo-Romance language, like other languages of central and southern Italy. So
Yeah, he's correct. Did you notice that at first it said, like on the title, it says Lu Siciliano, but then the voice said U Siciliano and he gave that option. Personally, I would say U Siciliano with a U Siciliano. I wouldn't say Lu, but it's probably dependent on which area of Sicily, because that's in fact one thing that I hope he's going to say. I'm sure he will, he's a pro, that there isn't one single Sicilian. And for instance, the Sicilian I speak in Palermo is very different from the Sicilian spoken, say, in the eastern coast. So for instance, Catanese, Catania, Messina, but also from Agrigento, the southern Sicilian, or even Trapani is different, and the vowels system is also very different, and Trapani is not that far away from Palermo. So also when he said it's not related to Arabic, it's true, but it does have some common vocabulary from Arabic. But I'm not, that would be a massive nitpick, because he didn't say that. I'm sure he's going to say that. So let's go.
So it has a lot in common with Standard Italian, which developed from Tuscan dialects, but has a lot of little differences as well.
Yeah.
I once heard Joe Rogan say that his Sicilian ancestors didn't speak real Italian. They actually spoke some pig Latin type shit.
Oh, please. Did Rogan say that? Oh, no. Come on, man. Come on.
But Sicilian is not a pig Latin version of Italian
Thank you.
or broken Italian. It's a different language that's
Thank you.
similar to Italian. History.
Exactly. In fact, Sicilian, if we really want to say, yeah, you see how it's dividing what I just told you? This guys. The way I look at it is that Sicilian is not a dialect of Italian. Sicilian is a dialect of Latin, just like Italian is a dialect of Latin. They are sister languages. Now, the simple fact that now in our day and age, Italian is the standard language. I speak it, of course, natively. And Sicilian is relegated to the status of a dialect, just like many other dialects from other regions of Italy. It's just a matter of social linguistics, but it's not a matter of, well, one is not actually a language. No, that's why people call them regional languages, and I think it's more apt as a description. But yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Not much is known about the original languages of Sicily, which were gradually displaced by Greek during the period of Hellenic colonization. But then by the year 241 BC, the Roman Empire had conquered Sicily in the First Punic War and ruled it until the 5th century. Latin began spreading and was the language of administration and the elite, while Greek was still spoken by much of the general population, especially in urban areas and in eastern Sicily.
And then they swap. So Latin becomes the language that everybody speaks, and then Greek becomes the language that the elite starts speaking because it makes them sound cultured.
Many people became bilingual in Vulgar Latin and Greek.
Not Vulgar Latin, mate. I'm not gonna... Usually I get really mad when people say that, but I like this guy, so I'm not gonna get too mad. But Vulgar Latin, I attack the notion that Vulgar Latin was a thing. I don't think Vulgar Latin existed. It's Latin. I've already defended this many times, so I'll just do it very quickly. But the idea is, when people say that Romance languages did not, because that's how people say it, he didn't say that, which is why I'm not going to attack him directly. But when people say Romance languages like French, Romanian, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, what have you, they do not derive from classical Latin, which had already stopped being used. It derived from Vulgar Latin, and they make a distinction. The distinction is nonsense. The idea that they would be two separate languages is not true, and the reality is that it was all Latin. And so yeah, the Romance languages derive from Latin, and the difference between classical Latin and Vulgar Latin is simply a matter of register, in the sense that, yeah, if you go to a lecture at a university and you listen to a professor giving that lecture in English, he will not use the same vocabulary, and sometimes even the pronunciation may change, or the way he builds up his structures. His syntax will be different to the way maybe someone speaks in the streets, but it's still all English. It's not that one is vulgar English or one is classical English that then dies, and then it's Old English, and they are just different registers. And these registers are affected as well by the written versus spoken form of any vernacular. For instance, you're inside an elevator or a lift, and you listen to a recorded voice, and they might swap the order of some nouns, for instance, sometimes. Floor 9, like it will sound different, but it's all English.
Many people became bilingual in Vulgar Latin and Greek. In the year 535, the Western Roman Empire fell, leaving Sicily as part of the Byzantine Empire. Its official language was Greek. Greek experienced a revival in some areas, but others remained Latin-speaking, especially Western Sicily. Then in the 9th century, Sicily came under Arab rule, first under the Aghlabid dynasty and then the Fatimid Caliphate. Greek and Latin declined as a form of Arabic called Siculo-Arabic became widely spoken. This variety of Arabic is actually the ancestor of the Maltese language. After the Normans conquered Sicily in the 11th century, they encouraged the use of Latin and Romance dialects, meaning Vulgar Latin and Norman French, and Arabic declined. The variety of Vulgar Latin spoken there was beginning to develop into a distinct language.
Yeah, you see, it's the same kind of situation that I was saying. There is Latin, then Latin evolves into Vulgar Latin, Latin dies, and then from Vulgar Latin you have these. I personally think this is nonsense.